Drop something?
I don't know if I put it.
Tongue. Oh, tongue.
Yeah, it's either
We rolling, right?
like in the bed.
Alright. Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakah, Habadash, and double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone. Shalom. Alright. Give me Psalm 64. Like the only tongues to fall upon himself. Because the prophets are the only ones that are going to be able to decipher the prophecies in the last days. The prophets are going to have the knowledge to go through the scriptures and explain what's going on. All right, what the calamities that's coming on the earth. All right, the good, the bad, the ugly. The prophets of Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai are going to have the spiritual power to break down these scriptures. All right, as you probably can't see, but we got barbecues on the right side, the left side, the right side, and on the all the way down there. And they've been down there for the past every week consistently, all the way down there, I believe. And they're not thinking about supermarkets being closed. They're not thinking about it being no food in the show. Predictive programming, there's TV shows that tell you about going around wearing masks. 3 years, 2017, I forgot this TV show. They actually showed everything that's going on right now. Supermarkets, nothing on the shelf. Them wearing the masks, them having face-offs in the aisle. You know, with the mask or the surgical mask on. Esau, he wrote it down and told the public what was going to happen before it happened. Right? And that's how much of a demon Esau is. He had to tell you what he's going to do before he do it. Right? They get an honor. They get off on it. Well, it's because of the Lord, really, but that's what they do. They tell you what's going to happen before they do it. All right? Yeah. So Psalm 64. I think it's 8 or 9 or 8.
Yep. It says Psalm 64 and 8. It says, "So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves.
What?
All that see them shall flee away."
Yep, all that see them shall flee away. And then that's referring to the ones that can actually see them. Because everybody, these guys, they can't do that every damn week. All they just doing is riding damn dirt bikes. They don't have nothing else constructive to do. They don't have anything other constructive to do. Because when you don't have a father, you're breaking into warehouses and shit like I used to do when I was a kid. I used to break in the warehouses, see what's the fuck in the warehouse. Different buildings that are closed and take shit, you know, because when you're a young man and you don't have positive role models in your life that's constantly on you, you know, a couple days a week, not just the weekends. Like my father came to guys on the weekends. What's that going to do? And Esau fucking know that. You know, if you get your children on the weekend, you don't have no control over their behavior. You don't have control over what they take in. You can't build them up. Right? So, you know, you got our women working with the devil. You know, that's why certain people call our women the right hand of white supremacy. You know, the right hand of Edomite supremacy, excuse me. Edomite supremacy, because they work with the system to further destroy the family. All right? So if you don't have positive male role models in your life, you're not going to have no structure, and you're going to be getting into fucking trouble. You're going to be riding fucking dirt bikes every fucking week. And then with this CV19 thing, CV 2020, even if they got, you know, a parent, father at home, he don't understand the scriptures. He don't have the vision to see what the scriptures say, to break it down, to prepare you for the last days. No matter if it's 2 days or 2 years, you got to be prepared for the calamities that's coming upon the earth. All right, the food shortages, the famine, the restricting your movement. And these are things that Esau already spoke about. He wrote books on it. All right, he has writers that are lower luminaries. All right, that are told things that are going to happen before they happen. All right, and they write them down and they make scripts and they put them out in their movies and their TV shows. All right, so the only ones that's going to have actually the vision to see are going to be the prophets. This is why the church, the Christian, the so-called the Christian Catholic, the Islam, they're not telling you about these things and why they're happening, because they're in league with their state. All right, they're in league with their state. They had the 501c3. All right? They're not really in the trenches like the real prophets are. The real prophets are in the trenches. All right? Meaning we gave our whole our life up for the ministry, to the ministry. All right? We're not halfway in, halfway out. We all the way in, meaning whatever come down for what's the result of us preaching it, we're not going to stop preaching. We're not going to disavow our beliefs because we meet opposition, because cops come up question us. And so it's not you. This is an unlawful assembly. Oh, then we go home for that. Now we gonna find another spot to go preaching. Well, and if it's at the end of the day, well, then we'll go home and then we'll come out next week at another spot. Right? And during that week, we're going to inquire whether that order that was given was the right order. That we were actually told that we couldn't be somewhere, and they actually lied. Like Esau's the damn devil, even though it's a bunch of niggas that gave us the orders. The manager of the galleries that happened to be a fucking Judah, Jake. Said this is unlawful. You can't. This is private property on the fucking sidewalk. Private property. You know. So when we moved on the curbside, all right, because he had police assistance. Because if he was just by himself, we wouldn't move, obviously. Because we already didn't believe him. Then we called the city and said, no, you good. I'm like, okay, well, we lied. They came back the next week. Like, dude, you fucking lied. This is public property. All right, sidewalk, which we already knew, but they had the police with them, with 2 women officers, 2 Jakes. They were all Jakes. You know, we didn't want to, be like disorderly or anything, or seem like we trying to give them a hard time. But Yahweh Shai, his word prevailed. That's the point. His word prevailed. It didn't stop. It's going to come a day when the word is going to stop. All right, so you got to be prepared now. Be prepared now, because when it's going to be a time when it's going to be too late to hurry up and to learn things and to be, friends with certain brothers you should have been friends with, certain knowledge, proprietary knowledge of the scriptures that you should have had. You should have had it in your spirit, because they could arrest you, have you in holding with no books. So you got no knowledge, because all your mind was, you can't remember the precept. Well, the precepts supposed to be in your spirit.
Yep.
The reason why you read them, you may not remember where they are exactly, but they're supposed to be in your spirit.
Yeah, this is Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 8. It says, now go write it in a table before them. It says, now go write it before them in a table and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever.
Right, man, in prophecy.
Right.
The Yahweh Shai, the whole book, Yahweh Shai is the chief prophet. All right. So all the prophecies that are happening till now, and future prophecies, were written about in the scriptures. These days were foretold to come. Go ahead.
That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of the Lord.
Children that will not hear the law of the Lord. All right. As you can see, you got a family about to play rap music, as they said. You got barbecues, and like again, ain't nothing wrong with playing barbecues, but hey, I guarantee you now, one of them know the scriptures. What the main thing you'll get amongst Jacob, okay, all 12 tribes, is they know about us, but they ain't doing shit about it. What James say? He said, know my faith by my works.
Yep.
All of Israel know about the Israelites, but 98% of them are doing nothing about it. They're just regular people in the world, but they know about Israel. All right. Because it got to the point now, like I mentioned before, anytime somebody come up to us and say they don't know who we are, I think they're lying automatically. Everybody know who we are. You know we're the Hebrew Israelites. Hebrews in language, Israel is our nationality, and from our respective tribes. All right, you know who we are. We're not no damn Muslims. He's trying to be a smart ass. All right, we the Hebrew Israelites. We the people of the Bible. We teach you the prophecies of the Bible. You don't know why they're important? Well, you know what? Goodbye. I mean, why am I even fucking talking to you? You really ask me stupid fucking questions like that? Why is the scriptures important? If you gotta ask that question, you really far behind. All right? You're really far behind. This is why the prophets used to pluck the hairs out of Jake, because they simple as hell. Why the scriptures important? Why the scriptures important? The scriptures are important because Babylon, America, is going to be destroyed. And the only way you're going to survive this coming cataclysm is understanding the scriptures and being sealed. All right? But then I was wasting my breath because you don't give a fuck anyway. But guess what? You won't give a damn when the supermarkets, when Esau start regulating these damn food stores. Edom start regulating where you walk at. You're already regulating how you got supposed to breathe. You say you got to have a mask on. You say you got to have a mask on.
And that
sometimes, and a chip. We're gonna get to that. And they even regulating your mask now too. I was somewhere where they gave me a fresh mask. I was like, oh shit, my mask wasn't good enough. They gave me a fresh one.
That's crazy.
You know, so Esau, he's regulating your body movement. He might start regulating when you use the fucking restroom. He's already regulating whether we have sex or not. He already recommended that, you know, if you have CV-19, wear a face mask when you have sex. You know, he already regulating that. So I mean, he giving suggestions, okay, and recommendations. So don't put nothing past Esau. Esau's the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right.
Verse 10 says, "We say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us smooth things, prophesy deceit."
Prophesy deceit. All right, you got certain elements of Israelites that don't give a shit about nothing. Then you got Israelites that just want to hear something good. All right, you got our people, the Israelites, they want to hear something good. Prophesy deceits. Like I'm telling you, like if you commit these sins, you know, the Lord is not going to defend you when you need help. You know? And they don't give a shit. All right? They want to hear a good word. They want to hear they got the right to, you know, to go off and to be demons. They got the right to eat whatever they want. You know, not be under, you know, the leadership of the elders and apostles. They want to be free. They want to be rebellious, just like back in the wilderness.
One more. It says, verse 11. It says, "Get ye out of the way, turn aside out of the path, cause the Holy One of Israel to cease from before us." Right, meaning stop talking about the Heavenly Father. Stop talking about His Son. Don't keep telling them about Yahweh while Yahweh Shai. They don't want to hear nothing about that. They just want to do what they want to do, man. Our people are rebellious as hell, man. And when you tell them about eating lobster, shrimp, and crab, and pork, it ain't gonna hurt me, it ain't never hurt. Our forefathers were eating it while you can't eat it. That's what they were saying, talking about in slavery. They're not going back all the way to Israel. They talking about in slavery. They talking about their forefathers. You see? Our people are done, man.
Right, it's selective outrage. That's what they call it.
Right.
Because, you know, our women were getting sexually assaulted, sometimes willingly and unwillingly, by Esau, too. You still want to do that? And then,
Unreal.
you know, I mean, it's a lot of things that we used to do in, you know, a certain part of our history that wasn't kosher, that wasn't right. That don't mean we should embrace that part of our culture. Right? But Jake, they just fucking simple.
Oh, one more. This is the last one. This is verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay therein." You got it.
Read it again.
I got it. Verse number 12. This is Isaiah 30 and verse 12. It says, "Wherefore thus saith the Holy One of Israel, because ye despise this word, and trust in oppression and perverseness, and stay therein."
Right, yeah, and that's what they do. And this whole system is total perverseness, meaning crooked, out of the way, shalom, you know? And then that path is going to lead you to your destruction. Trusting in Esau, trusting in the system to deliver you, you know? Yeah, the government can only provide but so much. Soon, their providing is going to lead to them requiring you to be implanted with the RFID microchip. All right? And look, the Democratic Party, yeah, they're going to say that too. So you guys are saying, the Democrats didn't do nothing for us. Let's go with Republican now. That's like what the spirit out there is now. Be Republicans now, because we figured it out. It was the Democrats, they weren't doing nothing for us. Look, man, Joe Biden, if he wins, he's gonna tell you to take that chip sooner or later. He's going to tell you to take that chip, put that chip in your arm. That's going to be the way that they identify you, and or you create transactions at supermarkets, clothing stores. All right? That's going to be the new form of currency, the R3 microchip, the implanted microchip. All right? The Democratic Party going to be with it. The Republican Party going to be with it. And even if they're not, if there's going to be law or a mandate, whatever word they want to use, okay? They like to say, oh, it's the difference between law and mandates. You don't got to follow mandates, you got to follow law. No, man, look, it matters how it's enforced. Okay? That's what matters, how it's enforced. Difference. It matters how it's enforced, it matters how they enforce it. So if they say if you can't be a part of this program without it, man, then hey, they're forcing you to out of the system. So the Lord's elect are not going to be with the taking the R3 microchip, right? Because that's against the Lord's law, cutting into your flesh to be the servant of Satan or the devil. That's what it's doing. It's being branded with his mark, so you're his servant. As you look it up, it means a badge of servitude. You receive his mark. We have the Lord's mark, meaning the word, the knowledge. We're sealed with that. We don't have the mark of Satan, all right? Which is the branding of the R3 microchip in your right hand or your left hand. You take that chip, that's a brand of ownership, or your forehead. Or